Big Bruce Hill, new skills to you. You ever feel like the hard work you're doing just isn't working? I really reached a point, and look, I really reached a point where you're working 7 days, you're working 12 hours, and it just doesn't seem like it's working. And that's like, I really had to stop. I think this is something that helped me and want to share with you. At some point, working harder is not the solution. So everybody's like, oh, you gotta rest, you gotta take time. But some people aren't doing the work. So I'm not talking to them. Some folks, you haven't done enough work to take a break. Now, for the folks that's like, man, Bruce, I'm running out of steam, I'm running out of gas, I'm running out of juice, I'm running out of energy. I'm so tired, I'm tired of being tired. I'm talking to you all. And what happens at some point, we have to create time to rest. And there's a vicious cycle where you can't rest because you're too busy working. But what I found is the most effective high performers schedule rest. So shout out to Michelle Welch. Rest is a requirement, not a reward. One of my mentees, she says, rest is part of my business plan. And I love that. What happens in rest is not just a recharge physically and mentally, but there's a reset of your creativity. There's a reset of your problem solving. There's a reset of your innovation. So now, because you stopped working, which is counterintuitive, because you stopped moving and rest and recharge, not just stopping to the break, but like rest and recharge. Now your work is more effective. Now you're more efficient. Now you're multiplying results. So one thing that took me years, maybe too many years, I'm hoping you figure this out a little faster, is that rest is how work becomes more effective. Rest is a part of being a high performer. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. I'm not sure how it works. I do know that it works. Make rest part of your schedule. Whether it's once every 10 days, if you're like me, it seems to be the sweet spot around eight to 10 days where I'll just take a day off. That's what I do. That's what I need. You gotta figure out what that looks like for you. If you're experiencing burnout, I think there's three things. Again, I'm not a mental health professional. Okay. But creativity, creative expression, outdoors nature, and then wins. That's counterintuitive. I think I used that word already. Winning helps reset. Irony is if you spend too much time in burnout, you're never gonna win. So rest helps prevent that. Creativity helps prevent that. So there's three things that I have for you that are more important to get better results than more hard work. I'm not saying don't work hard, but there's three things that are going to be more effective than just adding more hard work. Number one is rest. Number two is your network. That's leveraging relationships. Perfect example. I went to a networking event Wednesday. It's always at 8 a.m. And I always have my introduction. I'm Bruce Hill. I make sales simple. That's it. Uh, what is that? 6 words, 7 words? That's it. Afterwards, someone comes up to me and says, hey, man, I need that. So we talked, proposal out. That was easy. So I guess it was an hour on Wednesday, 30-minute call, send a proposal, 90 minutes. Whereas hours and hours and hours of whatever else has little to no results. No proposal sent anywhere or signed. So the network is important. Like, who are you around? And that could be in person or virtual, but if you help realtors, uh, why are you spending time with plumbers? If you say, okay, I really, really like helping kids, high school age kids get into college, then you probably shouldn't be talking to people already in college. Like who you're around is going to change you. It's going to change your business. So that's obvious, but maybe for some of you as a reminder. The third thing, so we got rest, we got network. Oh, the third thing is technology, not to replace you, but to multiply you. Not to replace you, but to multiply you. There's something that has to happen from your human touch, for your creativity, from your story, and at least for the time being, that's something that artificial intelligence can replace. Is your experience, your story, where people connect with you. And even if they work with your team members, they don't work with you directly. They see something about themselves in your story. Uh, so I say that not to replace you and your uniqueness, but to multiply that so more people can come in contact with you and be aware of your business. That's something I've done poorly in the past is using technology, using it effectively because it requires you to document the process. It requires you to be organized. And those are areas of opportunity for me. Now that I'm stopping and taking time to make that part of my weekly strategy, business is improving. And so now I'm starting to make a shift from an entrepreneur, from hustler, from hardworking to a business owner and operator. And it's been a really great journey. And that's why I'm sharing these videos. When I say one new skill will change your life, this is what I'm talking about. It's about self leadership. It's about personal and professional development. And so even my next book, like Better Questions, Better Clients, it's not really a sales book for the sense to teach you to overcome objections and but it's really about having a clarity of how do we make better decisions that make the business go better? How do we make decisions so we're finding the type of clients we want to keep that bring more clients with that we're excited to have? And that's really couldn't have happened in the noise of being busy and working hard. It happened in the quiet time and the rest and the creativity. It happened around the network who will share their ideas and input. And it happened around leveraging technology because things were able to get done without me having to directly do them. And so there's time you have to stop and set up technology. I use the example of a car, right? If you know walking from here to there takes you, let's say, a day, and building a car takes a week. You're like, well, it's faster if I just walk. But taking that time to build a car, that's the machine, that's the system, that's the business. Now I can get back and forth in an hour, right? And that's where now all of a sudden you're not working harder. You got air conditioning, or you got your XM radio in there, like seats are comfortable. Now you're riding smoother, you're getting more done with less time ever because you stopped working so hard. Uh, right? You're walking back and forth, taking a day to walk because I'm not afraid of hard work. I love the hustle and stop and build something. So that's a message from me that I'm sharing with you. Uh, Rest is where creativity, that's where innovation happens. Your network, that's where you can multiply anything you can do on your own. Gets exponential increase from your network and technology. That's efficiency, that's organization. And that's where you won't have to work so hard because of smarter work that you did today. I hope that helps. Remember, one new skill will change your